On September 14th, 2001, President Bush stood atop the still burning remains of the World Trade Center and promised 3,000 dead and those who loved them, that those responsible would hear us soon. Until then, he had done nothing to avenge the 17 dead in the al-Qaeda bombing of the USS Cole just prior to his election. 8 years later, Mr. Bush has retired, Osama bin Laden has not, and the family of al-Qaeda's victims still wait for the trials of those few Mr. Bush did capture. Our fourth story tonight. Today, some of those families met with a new president for nearly 2 hours. The meeting came after Mr. Obama's request for 120 days continuance in military commissions trials at Guantanamo Bay. He's ordered to close Gitmo by next year, which some victims groups oppose. And it came one day after charges were dropped without prejudice against Abd al-Rahim al-Nashiri, accused of organizing the 2000 bombing that killed the 17 sailors on board the Cole. And just so we are clear, charges there can be refiled, and if al-Nashiri had been allowed to plead guilty, as was scheduled on Monday, double jeopardy would have prevented the government from trying al-Nashiri in a proper court of justice. With us tonight, Valerie Luchnikovska, forgive me for doing that to your name. Her 37-year-old nephew, Adam Arias, died on September 11th trying to escape from the World Trade Center. She's a member of the September 11th Families for Peaceful Tomorrows, and she participated in that meeting today with President Obama. Thank you for taking some time with us tonight.
Thank you for having me here.
We want to know, obviously, what happened, but set the stage first. What was the point of the meeting, and what were you hoping for?
Well, the point of the meeting, I think, was for President Obama to get a feeling and to meet any questions that 9/11 family members might have, and USS Cole people as well. There were quite a number of them there. I think altogether we were somewhere around 40 people. And I think the purpose was for him to make contact with us. One of the people from one of the family members from the Cole mentioned this was the only time I heard a little bit of anger in someone's voice there. This man said that they had been trying to meet with President Bush for a long time. And Bush evidently just turned them down flat. And everyone in the room was extremely appreciative of this meeting. I don't think many of us had very much of an idea of how it was going to take place. And in fact, it was supposed to take place in the White House. It took place in the Executive Office building. And we really didn't even know, we weren't sure that we were going to meet with the president. But he did tell us that he spent the longest amount of time, it was the longest meeting he held today. He did tell us, he spoke for a short while, and then he took questions from the people there. He mentioned that he wanted to tell us why he closed Guantanamo, because Guantanamo is a physical symbol, he said, of a lot of things that went wrong, and it has become intertwined, I think he said entangled, with the feelings about Abu Ghraib, and he wants to disentangle that, and he wants to essentially to restore our relations with peoples around the world who have not been looking at us with a very good eye. He explained that he felt that we needed our allies to help us, because there are still people out there who want to attack the United States. And we need our allies to be with us all the way and help us isolate those people and help us find them and stop them from anything they might want to do.
Did you get the sense that obviously everybody could not be satisfied in these sort of circumstances, but did you get the sense that everybody was satisfied that they'd been heard?
I was extremely satisfied that everyone was like that. I know a number of the people who were there, and they are of wildly differing opinions. And however, the questions that were asked, some of the fears about national security, one woman who is very concerned and I think would prefer to keep Guantanamo open, asked him, well, what happens if Khalid Sheikh Mohammed goes into trial in the United States, and under U.S. law, he's allowed to ask for all of the prosecution's proof against him? That would mean we would have to declassify so much information. And President Obama said he had no intention, he made sure that we understood he had absolutely no intention of declassifying any important information. He said that his administration, he's trying to make it as transparent as possible, but he will not, first of all, he said he would not prejudge what his people are going to find in this pause in the trials at Guantanamo. he will wait until they have made their findings. He also used a word that I've used before. There's a very knotty problem to deal with. So he can't speak in advance, but he will not, he said very surely, he will not declassify or let be known any state secrets that are of importance.
Valerie Luchnikovska, our condolences on the loss of your nephew on 9/11. We thank you greatly for your insight as to today's meeting. Thank you much.
Thank you.